children, how are you? I hope you all are studying well. So children, you know that we've already studied grammar all these years, right? From our first standard, we've been learning grammar. And we've been learning the same concepts over and over again. But have you noticed that each time we learn these concepts, we add something new to it and we learn them in more detail. So let's talk about finite and non-finite verbs in this chapter. तो हमने verbs के बारे में पहले से ही सीखा है. We all know that verbs are actually called being words or the action words, right? तो अब इन्हीं टाइप में in verbs में there are two kinds which are called finite and non-finite. So children, आपको तो पता है verbs means action words or being words. Now under verbs there are more categories which are called finite and non-finite. So we'll look at that in detail in this chapter. Alright, what are these finite verbs and what are these non-finite verbs? So hello kids, words that show action, state of being and possession. What are they called? They are called verbs. We know that there are two kinds of verbs which are finite and non-finite verbs. Now let us learn about them in detail. Read the following sentences. My brother loves chocolate. He was eating a chocolate yesterday. Now these are finite verbs. Okay, loves, was eating. My brother loves to eat chocolate. His hobbies are eating and playing. These are non-finite verbs. Okay, eating and playing, to eat, these are all non-finite verbs. Now, what is the difference? इन दोनों में difference क्या है between finite and non-finite verbs? Firstly, finite verbs, it changes according to the number and person of the subject. जैसे my brother loves chocolates. Then it changes according to the tense of the sentence. He was eating a chocolate yesterday. Whereas non-finite verb क्या होता है? It does not change according to the number and person of the subject. My brother loves to eat chocolate. तो उसके by person it has stayed as it is. Okay. His hobbies are eating and playing. So it has not changed. It has not changed according to the tense also, and it does not change according to the number also. मतलब if it is a singular, it takes the singular. If it is a plural, it takes a plural. Okay. So now, there are three kinds of non-finite verbs. There are which are infinitives, gerunds and participles. Let's look at them one by one. The base form of a verb. Okay, for infinitives, the base form of a verb preceded by to is called an infinitive. So, जो भी verb के आगे to लगता है, that is known as the infinitive. For example, she likes to dance. So, to dance. We want to sleep now. So, dance, sleep, these are the actions. उसके पहले लग गया to. So, that means it is an infinitive. After certain verbs such as see, hear, feel, watch, help, steal and let, the infinitive is used without to. Such constructions are called bare infinitives. For example, we heard her sing. I saw him steal. So, ये जो words है see, hear, feel, watch, help, steal and let, इसके पहले वो to word नहीं लगता है. That is why they are called as bare infinitives. Okay. We also use infinitives without to, which is the bare infinitives after modal auxiliaries. Okay, such as can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, need, dare, etc. These are all modal auxiliaries. और उसके पहले we don't have to apply a to. You must speak the truth. Now you need not go. These are the examples of this kind of infinitives. He must stay here. I can help you. You should help your parents. You may live here as long as you like. So after some prepositions, apart from this, after some prepositions such as except, but, save and then, okay, the infinitive is used without to. For example, the maid can do all the household chores but cook. The children did nothing except shout. So functions क्या होते हैं? Infinitive के functions होते हैं. It can act as the subject of a verb, as the direct object of a transitive verb, as the complement of a verb, and as the object of a preposition. For example, to find fault is easy. Subject of the verb is. Okay. He likes to play football. Object of the verb, likes. She appears to understand me. Complement of the verb, appears. Okay. So, understand, appears जो verb है उसका complement हो जाता है. She saw him laugh. Object, complement of the verb, saw. Okay. The train is about to leave. Object of the preposition about. You have no choice but to stay. तो यहाँ पे object किसका है? ये but का है, which is a conjunction. So, here but means except. Now, let's be smart. Okay, complete these sentences with non-finite verbs. Dash raw radish is very healthy. Okay, eating raw radish is very healthy. He always likes to help the needy. Alright, got it? Now, quickly do the remaining ones. But before you do that, don't forget to you have to actually read the passage and understand it better. Alright. Now, let's look at gerunds. What are gerunds? The ing form of verb performing as a noun is called a gerund. So, जैसे we enjoy playing, ing play, ing playing. Swimming is my hobby. So, what are the functions? A gerund always functions as a noun in a sentence. So, ये हमेशा noun के हिसाब से function करता है. It can be a subject of the verb, direct object of a verb, it can be a complement of a verb or the object of a preposition. जैसे dancing gives me pleasure. So, यहाँ पे subject of the verb क्या होता है? Gives. Okay. I love dancing. So, direct subject of the verb love. My hobby is cycling. Subject complement of the verb is. My hobby is cycling. I dream of skiing. Object of the preposition of. Of is a preposition. Okay. और उसका object हो जाता है skiing. Now, how do you do a comparison? Let's look at the comparison between infinitive and gerunds. Both these infinitive and gerund, they can function as nouns in a sentence. तो आपको अलग से nouns की ज़रूरत नहीं है. They can act as a noun of a sentence. They are often interchangeable when they act as the subject or direct object of the verb. तो interchange मतलब they can be either the subject or an object. For example, to win is everything. और दूसरा आता है उसका winning is everything. I love to win. I love winning. So, देखा, it is like, it means the same. But the way it is used, one is the infinitive and the other is the gerund. The ones that we have ing, they become the gerunds, and the one with to, okay, they have become the infinitives here. Both infinitive and gerund, they can act as both the subject and the object or the complement to a verb in the same sentence. Breathing means living. To breathe means to live. Sometimes, even though either infinitive or gerund can be used in a sentence, the meaning may slightly change. For example, I forgot to buy fruits. I didn't buy fruits. मतलब it means the same thing. I forgot to buy fruits मतलब I didn't buy fruits. मैं भूल गया fruits लेने, मतलब मैंने लिए ही नहीं, खरीदे ही नहीं, right? So, I forgot buying fruits. It means I forgot that I had bought fruits. मतलब मैंने fruits खरीद लिए. Okay? But I forgot about them. I forgot buying the fruits. मतलब मैं भूल गया कि मैंने fruits खरीद लिए थे. So, I forgot that I had bought fruits. Now, complete the following sentences by filling in the gerund or the infinitive form of the verbs given in the bracket. Okay, we decided dash through the town. Okay, we decided to run through the town. The teacher expected Siba dash hard. The teacher expected Siba to study hard. Okay, the man asked me how dash to get to the main road, how to get to the main. She doesn't mind work in the night shift. So यहाँ पे हम इसको gerund भी डाल सकते. Okay, she doesn't mind working in the night shift. So children likewise, okay, form the answers to all these sentences. Okay, see whether you have to apply the infinitive to or you have to apply the apply gerunds. Okay, it's pretty easy. Just reread the passage that we've gone through and then it becomes more easier, because once you go through it again by yourself, then answering always becomes easier. Alright, now let's look at the third type, which is called the participles. A participle is a word formed from a verb and it is used as an adjective. There are two types of participles. एक होता है present participle which ends in ing और दूसरा होता है past participle which is usually which ends in d, ed, t, en and n. Okay. Now let's look at the present participle. It is the ing form of the verb which is used to form continuous and perfect continuous tense. It can also be used as an adjective. So, ये क्या हो जाता है, ये बन जाता है एडजेक्टिव. इन पार्टिसिपल में क्या होता है, पार्टिसिपल क्या होता है, इट इज अ वर्ड फॉर्म्ड फ्रॉम अ वर्ब. एक वर्ब से एक वर्ड फॉर्म हुआ है जो बन जाता है एडजेक्टिव. एडजेक्टिव मीन्स डिस्क्राइबिंग वर्ड. ओके, सो अब इसमें भी दो तरीके के होते हैं. वन इज द प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल विच एंड्स विद एन ing and second is past. तो past में हम लोग words जो use करते हैं, we are like used to, so we have added d, so we add ed, d or t or en or n. Okay, when we are talking about the past participles. Now let's look at the present participle first. So in the present participle, which is the ing form of the verb, which is used to form continuous and perfect continuous tense. It can also be used as an adjective. Barking dogs seldom bite. Okay, so यहाँ पे adjective बन जाता है barking. Bark is the action. अब इसमें क्या होता है, bark. Bark is what? It's a verb. Okay, अब हम इसको, अब ये when we add ing to it, what does it become? It becomes an adjective. We are describing the dog, okay, as the barking one. Okay, the dog who's barking. Okay, so the dog is barking. तो ये बन जाता है the present continuous tense. Alright? Now, let's look at the function. The present participle is used to form continuous tense and as an adjective as shown in the above sentence. The present participle can be used as the subject or object complement of a verb. For example, the story was interesting. So, subject complement of the verb क्या हुआ? Was. I could hear him singing. यहाँ पे object complement of the verb hear. Okay, so what does this mean? First function क्या होता है? The present participle is used to form continuous tense. Continuous tense form करने के लिए present participle use किया जाता है. Okay, and as an adjective, okay, as shown in the above sentence. तो हमने जो sentences देखे थे, barking dogs वाला and the dog is barking वाला, so that is how it is used to form continuous tense or to form an adjective. Secondly, the present participle can be used as the subject. तो present participle को हम subject के तौर से भी use कर सकते हैं और as an object complement of a verb. तो the story was interesting. तो इसमें हमको subject को complement कर रहा है. The subject here is the story. उसको complement कर रहा है interesting word. Okay. So, the subject was interesting. I could hear him sing. So, hear को complement. Hearing becomes the object here. Okay. Hear को complement कर रहा है singing. Okay. The present participle is used in participial phrases to show a succession of events, as lifting the stone, he threw it into the river. The participial phrases are used to show cause and effect. For example, being tired, she lay to take some rest. Hearing the noise, I looked through the window. So note, when a sentence begins with a participial phrase, a comma should be placed after the phrase. तो जब भी phrases use होते, which are the participial phrases, तो उसके बाद हमेशा comma लगाना है. So that means you are separating it from the rest of the sentences, okay, to show the succession of the event. The participle phrases are used in place of relative clauses. For example, who is the man talking to your mother? Okay. Now, let's do a comparison between the gerunds and the present participle. Although both are exactly alike in form, the gerund acts like a noun. तो gerund noun की जगह लेता है, while the present participle, it acts like what? It acts like a describing word, which is the adjective. Okay, read the following example. I heard him singing. Now, this is a present participle, adjective complement qualifying the pronoun him. I love singing. So, यहाँ पे it becomes the gerund because it is the object of the verb love. The past participle. Let's look at the past participles now. Participles ending in D, ED, EN and T. What happens? They describe the completed action and are called past participles. For example, there were many trees laden with fruits. The broken chair was sent for repairing. So, यहाँ पे आप देखोगे EN लगाया है, laden, फिर broken. So, the function क्या होता है? The past participle functions similar to present participle. इनका function past participle और present participle के जैसे ही होता है. Okay? It is primarily used as an adjective to a noun attributively. For example, they recovered the body of the drowned child. Interested students may apply. तो आपने देखा यहाँ पे it is used as an adjective to the noun. Noun क्या हुआ पहले sentence में? Child. और second sentence में student is the noun. तो उसको it has been used as an adjective to this particular noun. Drowned child. Interested student. Okay. Now, it can be used as the subject or object complement of a verb. For example, I want the work done now. Okay. Object complement of the verb want. Okay. Want and done. The boy seems interested. Subject complement of the verb seems. Note the meaning, okay, is completely changed if we use present participle in place of the past participle. अगर हम past participle की जगह पे present participle use करते तो completely उसका meaning ही change हो जाता है. The boy seems interesting. Today the weather looks pleasing. The difference lies in the differences between the adjectives interesting and interested. Okay. Now, note, the perfect participle is a combination of the present participle, having and the past participle. For example, having finished the work, the servant went home. So, having been plus past participle, okay, is used in passive voice. Okay, having been disallowed entry in the hall, the student returned home. तो having से ये शुरू हो जाते हैं sentences, okay, and then they are completed, and this tone, okay, of the sentences and this voice of the sentences, it is the passive voice, it is not the active voice. Okay. Now, complete these sentences with the correct participle forms of the verbs given in the box. We were dash when we heard the news. Okay. We were shocked when we heard the horrifying news. Rohit found his job boring. He wanted to do something more interesting. Clear? So, children, ऐसे ही एक sentence को you have to form in your mind. Okay, you already have the help box. You have the words there. Okay, pick up the words and then form the sentences accordingly in the correct form of verbs. Alright, now quickly finish this exercise. Combine the following pairs of sentences using infinitives. This knife is very sharp. It can cut anything. This knife is so sharp that it can cut anything. She speaks the truth. She is not afraid of it. She speaks the truth as she is not afraid of it. Okay. So, this is how you will change the sentences using the correct infinitives. Okay. Infinitives में क्या आता है? आते हैं words like ing and words like to. Okay. So, we have to use these words and make the right ones. At the same time, you can also use prepositions. Okay. So that you can form the sentences in the correct order. Alright. Now the next one says add ing or ed to the verbs given in the brackets and complete the sentences. Also write whether the word is a verb of a part or a participle, adjective or the same in each sentence. Alright. First one, I like the dash chair more than this one with a wood finish. तो अब हम बता रहे कि कौन सी चेयर ज़्यादा पसंद आई. सो जनरली आप जब बोलोगे इन योर वोकैबुलरी व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, यू विल से आई लाइक द पेंटेड चेयर मोर देन दिस वन विथ अ वुड फिनिश. Okay, you cannot use the word painting. It will not go with the sentence. Grammatically, it is incorrect. So it becomes the painted chair. The dash competition is being held at my school. The painting competition is being held at my school. Clear? This is very simple to understand because we clearly know these sentences and we can form them grammatically in our mind. So we know how they sound. After the exams, I had quite dash days. Okay, I had quite relaxing days. We feel a relaxed atmosphere at home. Clear? So when that is what we are like, we feel a relaxing atmosphere. No, we feel a relaxed atmosphere at home. Okay, and I had quite relaxing days after my exam. Now quickly, like this, form your sentences in your mind so that you know what is grammatically right. You already have the concepts in the entire chapter. You can always refer to again. Okay, and at the same time, with all these years of learning grammar, by now we all are pro and it becomes very easy for us to form the sentences. Okay, she put the frying pan on the stove to make samosas. She likes fried samosas for breakfast. So this is pretty easy and I'm sure all you children are going to finish it quickly. So children, don't forget to reread the chapter and then do the exercises properly. Alright, so get going.